what I'm expecting for Ethereum, and I post this in the lounge, is eventually I do see Ethereum going to 10, 20K myself. I think it's such a part of the entire crypto industry, infrastructure now, that is not really going anywhere. I wouldn't mind reloading big on Ethereum when it drops back to 2600, 2800, something like that. I don't think we will go parabolic here, but we'll see how this goes. The Ethereum ETF that launched, I saw that Arkham Intel already had all the addresses figured out, so that's cool. You can see the VanEck. Bitwise is doing a lot of volume, so all addresses are doxed again, I would say. And I always refused to buy Ethereum in the past because in the beginning it wasn't deflationary and the entire network was working just as well when Ethereum was $10 or $100 or $1,000. That seems to be changing with the updates and upgrades they've been doing over the years.
And can you explain that? Because it's still a POS, right?
But it wasn't a POS.
Yeah, it started out, I guess, as POW and then it moved to POS. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And for Ethereum, the issue is, and I think that, well, maybe less now, but for example, with Atom also has this issue of the Cosmos network. Atom is the token that secures the network, handles the transactions, pays the nodes, but Atom can be $6 like it is now, $5, $20, or $1. All the things working on the network will just be working the same way, and it won't change anything. So Atom, in terms of it being like a big value capture, is just faulty. The reason we stake Atom is because I like the airdrops, and I think it will do in a bull run where we get 20, somewhere between 20, $60 or something for Atom. But there isn't much intrinsic value in Atom. And that's how I felt about Ethereum as well in the past. But like I said, that changed. I'm not really following the ecosystem very close, but I don't think it's going anywhere.
Right. So to me, this sounds like the only reason why this thing would go up is that more people are using the network, which means that they're, like you said, airdrops are basically new tokens being added to the network, correct?
Yes, exactly.
Right. So, and this really becomes a function of, when do the hello people, I mean, all these funny little meme coins. I mean, Solana, like it's 500,000 new tokens added to the network, that kind of stuff. When do we get back into that sort of orgy of issuance? Kind of market state.
Yeah, no, but for me, Ethereum, because like they made that change. I believe that was in 2022 of something where they went from proof of work to proof of stake.
Yeah.
But I think it was last year that they changed that it's deflationary eventually. So with more adoption, eventually it will go up.
Yes, I don't understand how that deflation works. Is that because when you use Ethereum to do a transaction, the gas is like those tokens are burned?
That you're paying to validators and nodes.
And so that like instantly gets monetized, which means that those tokens basically are taken out of the system, and the people that are running the nodes take those tokens and either turn them into fiat or hold on to Ethereum.
No, because then when it would be like that, then the tokens would still be in circulation because someone else would buy them. But for Ethereum and most protocols, they have also a small fee that's getting burned. So if you're paying like $10, maybe $9 goes to the validator and $1 gets burned, something like that. It's a much smaller amount, but eventually
that's the deflationary thing.
Yes, so that will limit the supply over time. Personally, and I know this isn't true, and I would get fried for saying this, but I think in kind of a way, Bitcoin is deflationary as well, which is a bit strange to say, and I don't think I've anyone heard saying that. But I mean, just look at the amount of wallets that people don't have access to anymore. The longer Bitcoin gets used and the more people use it, the more Bitcoin gets lost as well that can be retrieved.
Yeah.
And it's not a protocol that's deflationary, of course, but there's just more and more supply every day that's getting lost. What else? Thorchain, which is Rune, one of the darlings. But to give an update on that, they just did a code release last week and the nodes are now implementing it. And this comes with something cool that you can spot here, which is is the Rune pool. The issue is that if you're just holding Rune in your wallet, you're not earning anything on it. So if you want to earn some APR on it, you need to like deposit in a liquidity pool. For example, Ethereum Rune or Bitcoin Rune or USDT Rune. And then you get sometimes a juicy APR, sometimes a very negative APR. That's the name of the game. What they're now introducing is a Rune pool, and that makes it a lot easier because then you can basically just put your Rune in the Rune pool. I don't even believe there is a locking period, and then the system will automatically put your Rune in the pool where it's most needed, where the protocol sees that the most liquidity is needed. So that's a feature I'm looking forward to. And another one that's really interesting that's in here as well, I believe it's this one, the burn system income lever. And what this should do, I believe it's this one. Yeah, here it is. That zero, and here we go back to being deflationary, 0.01% of every transaction. So if you do a swap, for example, from Bitcoin to Ethereum, 0.01% now is getting burned of Rune. So Rune is becoming more deflationary than it was, because in the past you would see that the ones really profiting from all the swaps and the volume were the aggregators. So for example, TorSwap or Shapeshift, where you can do the actual swaps, they would charge up to like 5 BPS or 0.05% for a swap. And then people were posting very happy, oh cool, someone just did a $2 million swap and it only costed them $168. Messages like that. But from that $168, $160 went to the aggregator, to TorSwap, for example, and the other $8 was for the chain. So now they're changing that a little bit by upping the transaction or the burning fee that happens on every swap, which will make the amount of Rune being burned bigger, meaning that the amount of Rune in circulation will go down. So it's becoming more deflationary, which is a good thing long term on the price. And with the addition of the Rune pool, I expected we get more liquidity into the liquidity pools, which would then would result in the protocol opening the loan functionality again, so that people can deposit other assets, for example, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and take out a loan against those assets as collateral. It's a bit of a similar like what happened with Luna, but with the big difference that there is an actual hard cap. So it can dead spiral because of that functionality, because there's an actual limit on the amount of loans that the system can produce. So really looking forward to those updates. And I think Rune is still one of the topics, at least for TOI and me personally, in this cycle. We're sitting around $4 something at the moment. Like I said, I'm not too interested with the price. I'm not really following it or trading it a lot. Just trying to position ourselves well. Yeah, sitting at 4.5 now. After that drop to 3. Let's hope we form a higher bottom here at 3.8 or above. Just following my own indicators, you can see we went a little bit too far too fast after we were really cooled down too much on the down move. And then a beautiful W came in with that structure, and it was off to the higher prices here.